Hey beautiful souls. Today I want to share 5 tips that have helped me navigate from the empath that was the victim, martyr, or just living in pure cruelty, or I just thought it was hell, to the empowered empath. First and foremost, there is a debate whether empath is a born trait or not. I think empaths are actually born. That's my own personal thought. I know I have been an empath all my life. I didn't know I was an empath, but I've been an empath. And the day upon discovering connected a lot of dots from my past. Once we begin to understand that we're an empath, we understand that definition of an empath is much different than having empathy, sympathy, or being a highly sensitive person. As an empath, we will literally embody an emotion, including the biological symptoms that go along and are correlated with that emotion. So if somebody is very angry, not only do we become angry and embody that emotion, our blood pressure also will rise with the person that we're picking up on. It can feel like a curse if you are not empowered and understand how to begin to navigate through some of these things. And the objective of this video is hopefully to give you guys some tips, things that have helped me through my discovery of transitioning from what I thought might be a curse to the gift that we actually are. So, number 1, how do we distinguish what is ours and what belongs to somebody else? Now, obviously growing up, I didn't know I was an empath all my life, and upon distinguishing, understanding that I was an empath, it meant that I had to decipher also what energy belonged to me and what didn't. Normally I would get an emotion and either it was triggered by a thought, incident, person, or thing, or I would have the emotion and my mind would go on high wire to think about what might have caused that emotion. That for me was the big distinguisher. For me, the event has to occur first, and then I know it's my emotion because I have an emotion tied to that. So if it was a thought, that thought led me to an emotion. If I all of a sudden felt something and I had no idea why I felt that, and my mind would go on autopilot trying to distinguish or find a reason why I felt this way. Oh, it must be because of yesterday, so-and-so did so to me. But my mind hadn't even been on there. So that took some time to begin to distinguish because it was habitual for me. Obviously growing up, I didn't realize I couldn't distinguish that there's certain ways to navigate. I always thought if I was embodying something, then it must be associated to an event. So I looked for it without realizing that I was actually probably taking on somebody around. And also, so as an empath, I can pick up people within my circumference. The people that I have the energy cords connected to, I can pick up from far distance. That can make it kind of a struggle. So I think this helped really distinguish that. So hopefully you guys can utilize that if you are feeling something but you don't know why and you're automatically looking for a reason why. It may not be yours, and that's when you need to really go tune into your own intuition. Ask, because once we can decipher and distinguish what energy belongs to us, what doesn't, we can begin to really transmute. Number 2, as empaths, we want to help people. That is kind of at the core, because we literally can tell you how you feel. We can feel it. And I think at a young age, we want to help because once you're relieved of your pain, it relieves us, believe it or not. So obviously we all want to be on high frequency. We all want to be happy and so forth. One of the biggest lessons I had to learn is that if it's not my energy, I can't do the work. I cannot go in, I cannot transmute it. Everybody's energy, everybody's lessons, everything that has been brought forth is meant for that individual, for their own thing, learning, growth. And And if you don't know that, and if you don't know that as an empath, you can spend a lot of time utilizing energy and going back and doing your own shadow work, or trying to heal old wounds that might be triggering some emotions and shit that don't really belong to you, and it's not your energy to transmute. So you've got to be able to use discernment as well. We can help, but if somebody is not willing to do the work, you can't do it for them. It's a hard lesson, especially as an empath, because we want to just make everybody feel better. But that brings me to my number 3 to help get through this. You as an empath need to understand that who you surround yourself with, who you have these energy cords with, more precisely, is very can either be very beneficial or detrimental to that essence of who you are. I like to use this as an example. Get a group of women who are on all different menstrual cycles, put them underneath the same roof, and over time, all of them will begin to have the same menstrual cycle at the same time of the month, every month. If energy works that closely and can shift and alter, imagine being an empath. Now, even regular individuals walking the street can feel auras, they can feel the energy, have emotional IQ. As an empath, we will literally embody not only the emotion, but the biological system that's happening. So if you are surrounded by an environment where people are very low frequency, don't think that you're not going to embody that. Now, that's even the same for everybody else. It's just, there was a lady, and I wish that I remember her name, but she is a great mentor in empath. And so it's not mine. I don't take ownership of this, but she used the analogy for the empath. I love it. So what feels like a slap in the face to a normal person feels like a bat to an empath. A bat to the face. And that was huge. So not to underplay, because I think it's so imperative for everybody to take conscious awareness of their environment. I always thought that I was a spiritual warrior and I was so mentally fit that it was okay to be in any kind of environment because that stuff wouldn't affect me. It does affect, and I just want to, you can tempt it, you can play in that water if you would like, but at the end of the day, there could be a lot of rebuilding, because what you embody can begin to restructure the DNA and the biology and the wiring of your brain. So be very sensitively aware to what you are exposing you and your soul to, which is going to bring me to the next one. As an empath, you have got to learn boundaries with people. I was one of the hardest lessons I learned was I did a lot of mirroring and projecting, believing that people had the best thought, care for other people. I always believe people make mistakes, and we're learning and we're growing. And I know I make lots of mistakes. I'm human. I may be an empath, but I'm still very, very human and stumble and fall. But learning that there are bipolarities of the world, and as being an empath and those energies that you surround yourself with, there are low frequencies, there are low vibrations, and this can be very closely intertwined with the narcissist and empath relationship. I learned a lot. I also was in that dynamic. So learning boundaries is going to be huge, and where your truth stands. So that brings me to number 5, learning who you are. So if you are just discovering that you're an empath or still trying to navigate your way through, As an empath, we like to relieve a lot of energy from other people because by doing so, it relieves some of the pressure and energy that we carry. We can carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, we will ultimately, and I think we all, whether you're empath or not, just again, being human, we have been conformed to a box of a way to be. We don't know our own authentic truth. There's a lot of deprogramming for everybody who is learning to stand in their truth and learn who their own, learn their own voice and who they are authentically. And I think for the empath, there is a little bit more of a challenge because of all the energies we have encompassed in our body our whole life. These are the 5 big things I've learned, and the best way to start doing, I believe, for the empath to begin to find your own authentic truth, be alone. You've got to be, this is also something I advocate for everybody. Self-love is the dynamic of knowing who you are and being comfortable and safe within your own company. And to begin to tell people no, it's those boundaries, going back to number 4. And that's okay, because you matter too, and your emotions matter too. So you need to be able to distinguish and be able to recognize that you cannot heal everybody, though there is that yearning to do so. You are going to need to learn that your environment is imperative, and having boundaries, saying no is okay, and recognizing what your authentic truth is, knowing that your energy, your own emotions are just as important as the people that we embody around us. I hope that helps. So much love. Once you can master all these things, you begin to really transcend from what feels like a curse into the empowered empath, the gift that you are actually to this world, and the amazing, beautiful things you can do. By being able to encompass all this energy, you are also given the gift to learn how to alchemize it all. You just need to, we don't come with instruction manuals, right? Like, our parents weren't like given a child and said, oh, and by the way, not that you're only trying to raise a child with no instructions, but yeah, you got an empathic child. Good luck with that one. And we were never informed. We just kind of learn and we navigate as we go. So I give out my best of luck to those that are under the way. And you'll get through it. You will come out, and I believe you'll be an amazing empath if you're still trying to navigate, trying to get through it. You're a gift. It's just a matter of learning how to utilize those gifts and how they work. Mwah! Much love. Until next time.